Hey, what's going on, Twisters? Hey, hockey fans. Welcome to our stream for game one between the New York Rangers and Carolina Hurricanes. I know it said 4 p.m. Pacific time on my schedule here, but little did I know this game was actually happening at 4 Eastern. So we're about a third of the way through the first period here. It's a 1-1 game, but we'll be live for the rest of this game. Might be catching my breath here. I was scrambling around just trying to get this thing online when I found out the news. But hopefully we have some great fans representing both teams here and all the Twisters that we can muster here in our live chat here. So no matter who you're cheering for, we want to have you here hanging out with us. And I'm Nick, and I'm joined here by my dog Cortana, and she'll be getting treats upon every goal that is scored, regardless of team, player, all that. All right, so who we got? We got Dean. Hey, thanks for the reminder, dude. I just saw that as I started scrambling around, like Aiden Hill probably will be tonight in his crease. But we got Mac, Return of the Mac. Welcome to the stream. And actually, guys, it's only fair that we give Cortana a couple treats right now because there were 2 goals. So Cortana, there you go. You're going to need to reposition yourself. Leafs fan, you are still recovering from the nightmare. Okay. Well, yeah, Rangers would be putting themselves a little bit closer to ending a 30-year Stanley Cup drought. And yeah, dude, I'm sorry about the Leafs last night. That was I was really pulling for them. Yeah, it was just a little heartbreaking, but it's unfortunate that that's become the norm for many years. Armani, what's going on? Thanks for jumping in here. Go Rangers. Now, disclosure to those of you who don't know, I am kind of a Carolina Hurricanes supporter, but I call what I see out there. Rangers fans, we want to have you here hanging out with us. Oh, here comes Nacious. Oh, was that off the pipe? I think so. So I know the Canes pretty well, but the Rangers scare the hell out of me, honestly. I do think they'll win this series, but even though it's 1-1 right now, I think these could be a lot of like 2-1 games. Dog Cam is the best. Thanks, Zach. Good to have you here, man. Hey, what's up, CJ? Brandon? Leaves. All right, here, girl. Can I get you to 360? 360? Oh, come on. Good girl. Eyes of Night, right, man? Go Whalers. There we go. Oh, all right. And the Carolina power play will draw to a close here. Canes power play coming in. I think they had, I can't remember what their percentage was against the Islanders. I think they fared pretty well, although they don't draw a lot of penalties. I will say that. Second best power play though in the regular season, and the Rangers, I believe, were like roughly top, like at the bottom of the top 8, so top 25% in both power play and penalty kill. But correct me if I'm wrong. Oh, here we go in front. Martinook. Oh, what a good tap from Kreider off the rebound. Well, not the rebound, second chance, I guess. Jordan Stahl, who's been nominated for the Selke Trophy as the best defensive forward in the NHL, getting it clear, and this will go all the way down for icing against the Rangers. All right, I don't like them, but you hit the Rangers more. Well, I guess the profile pic would indicate that. All right, Cortana, thank you for being such a good girl. You're probably like, what happened, Dad? Oilers Rangers Cup final. I would be happy to see that. Absolutely. It's because of last night that was excruciating. Oh, absolutely, man. Yeah. I mean, I thought they were going to do it. And then in classic Leafs fashion, they, Lucy pulls the football out from under Charlie. I know I'm not the only one who's used that analogy. Good girl. All right. Oh, Burnsy. Brent Burns sends it around the Hurricanes net. Or, yes. Well, I guess the Rangers net. Sorry. Again, I'm just kind of recalibrating after scrambling to get this thing live. But yeah, oh yeah, we have a poll here. So yeah, feel free to cast a vote as to who you here we go. All right. Love the lives and videos. Oh, thanks, Hunter. New to the sport and you've chosen to cheer for the Bruins. Anything you need to know. Well, despite the series victory last night, the Bruins have had a pretty lengthy history of disappointments during their best seasons. So, like looking at last year, of course, against the Panthers, they won the President's Trophy, I think, in 2020, but they lost to the Lightning in the second round. But outside of that, though, of course, you've got a franchise with what? No, they have more. Do they have more than 6 Stanley Cups? I think that's where they're at, more or less. But it's been many, many years of them being a competitive team. So they don't have the deepest prospect pool. So in terms of reinvigorating their franchise with young talent, that's going to take some time, probably. If anybody else has a tip or a pointer for Hunter, then shoot for it. But thank you, man. Hey, what's up, Danelle? What are your thoughts on this series, man? These teams meeting up 2 years. Oh, big hit there on the side there from D'Angelo, the former Ranger. And boy, oh boy, Lindgren is not happy to see that. That was high contact. I'd have to see a replay of that, but this could lead to something. Chance Eyes of Night. Right, right. Yeah, just yeah. There you go, man. Yeah, no, it was because of Jaws that I found out that this game was happening right now. So what the discrepancy here is that when I go to ESPN.com, the time zones or the times that are always listed are in accordance with the time zone for me. However, I'm on Pacific time, and at NHL.com they don't actually do that. So when I probably looked at the schedule and I saw 4 p.m. on NHL.com, and I thought it was 4 p.m. Pacific. So that's why I'm delayed here. Chance, you must have. Well, I don't know. Did you sleep well last night, or were you just you couldn't stay, you couldn't fall asleep just from all the excitement? Well, congratulations. A lot happened yesterday. Timberwolves won. Oh, good for them. Star Wars Day. Oh yeah, May the 4th be with you, young Jedi. Um, don't you think the Leafs are the Cowboys of the NHL? Says Danelle. Dude, I don't see what other team we can compare them to as accurately. So absolutely. Um, that would make the San Jose Sharks the San Diego, or excuse me, the LA Chargers of the NHL. All right. Oh wow. So they're reviewing the hit by D'Angelo for a major. Initially, they were calling this a tripping to Natchez. I don't know exactly why, though. Oh, shoot! Here's the hit. And who was that against? Was that wasn't Cooley, was it? Well, Natchez might have gotten away with a boarding, but that's a high hit. I don't see how that is not a 5 minute. Do the Rangers play at Madison Square Garden? Yes, you're correct. Who's Cortana cheering for? Well, like as I like to say, Cortana kind of likes the Islanders, so I would think that she would probably want the Hurricanes, unless she lived her past life in New York or something. Your favorite Bruin is Pasternak when he scored. You were really excited. Yeah, that's maybe the biggest goal of his career. And I know that Montgomery had called him out before. Well, I mean, not like harshly. He just said, "Yeah, he needs to be better," right? But a good job by Pasternak and a great heads up play from what that was Hampus Lindholm, right? So I'm still waiting to get the official word on that. Just FYI. How's Idaho? Great, man. Lots of showers, but it's cool. It's cool. When the Islanders played against the Hurricanes in this year's playoffs, they beat themselves, and also when the Devils played them last year, they also beat themselves. Well, I do think that yeah, that Islanders Hurricanes was a lot closer than it indicates. This is just going to be 2 minutes for roughing on D'Angelo. Natchez is going to come out of the penalty box, so no tripping call to him. So this is just a 2 minute roughing. That doesn't mean that the Department of Player Safety can't, issue anything here. Maybe it was, maybe that was contact with like his collarbone or something, but that's not something you want to be doing in the playoffs, D'Angelo. I do believe that they're still playing without Pesci, right? Blind Doom. Rangers can't take. Oh boy, if didn't see didn't seem intentional. You don't think he turned into that hit? Yeah, I'm sorry. I'd have to look at that again. Looks like the broadcast seems to think that 2 minutes was okay too. But anyway, the Rangers will go to the power play, so they could still make the Hurricanes pay with about 10 minutes left here. Oh, down low for Carter. One timer, they score immediately. Zibanejad. Great feed. And yeah, just like that, 2-1 Rangers, and the penalty is costly. Let's get Cortana a treat here. Uh, a few choice words. there you there you go, Cortana. Let's take a look at this again. Yeah, Kreider's just hanging out by himself, and then he does a nice back pass to Zibanejad, and Jarvis can't pick that up. So, like, where are the defensemen? Shea is not quite near the goal by any means. I don't know why they don't have a defenseman down there, but they made that look incredibly easy. Oh, Mika had the first goal too. Yeah. So for anybody just jumping in, I was under the impression this was a 4 p.m. Pacific start. So I'm just getting caught up here. Hmm. Uh, and Slavin had the first goal for the Canes, huh? Hat trick watch though already. They had a Hell's Bells intro for Boston. You're saying that's always a good way to pump people up. All right, well, Rangers are cycling now. Schneider send this into the corner. Roslovic, that's right. I forgot he's a Ranger now. The Rangers will just get some new troops over the boards and a stretch pass looking for VC, led by Orlov. He gets shoved out by Rempe in the corner. And now from the point, a shot. And Anderson took some contact there from Rempe. And are we going to get a caller? Yeah, Rempe going at it there with Stahl. Boy, I don't know if Stahl wants to try fighting him. Swayman might be the Conn Smythe. Could be the favorite right now. You might think he's better than Tim Thomas. I wonder what kind of how many shots though Thomas was facing, because Swayman overall wasn't all that busy, right? But I mean, that's not to say if you have to award an MVP of the playoffs after one series, I don't think that's all that fair. But Swayman probably would be at the worst top 3 for that, I would think. All right, so are the Hurricanes now getting a power play, or what's happening here? And this was something that I didn't think of until yesterday, but it is the student against the master. So Rod Brindamore was the captain of that Hurricanes team that won the Stanley Cup in '06, and the coach at that time was Peter Laviolette. I don't know if that's been brought in as a storyline here. Swayman played again. Oh, there was some fighting words there, Isaac Knight. Some fighting words. Leafs fan. Oh no, Leafs fans were teasing you at school. Well, yeah, they can't give you too hard of a time now. I don't think that's exactly fair. Anyway, we're at a commercial break, by the way, so we'll be back at it in just a moment here. All right. So yeah, guys, which second round series are you looking forward to most? I know that I mean, counting this one too, that's fine, but I know that we still have to see what happens between the Knights and the Stars tonight. But they'll face the Avalanche. I mean, either way, that should be a great series. We got an all Canada series on the other side of the Western bracket, Oilers and Canucks. And that one interests me because those teams have actually been in pretty low scoring games recently, or at least their defenses have been holding up really well. So I'm curious because I thought otherwise this could be kind of a track meet. Then we've got Panthers and Bruins, and of course we know the narrative of that one. And do the Bruins feel like they're waking up now that they were able to prevail in those 7 games, because the Panthers are pretty well rested too. And what was I going to say? I wonder though, guys. Chance, I don't know if you were looking at this, but Marchand was really quiet in that game. This might just be a reckless speculation from me, but is there a chance that he could actually be a little banged up right now? Danelle asks, who do I have winning in Game 7 tonight between the Knights and the Stars? I like the way that Aiden Hill's playing, and Ottinger's looking fantastic as well. But I'm going to choose the Knights. They were the team that I chose to win that series originally, so I'll stick with them. Lamley, what's going on? Thanks for jumping in. Hope your weekend has been exciting where it needs to be, and that you're enjoying the playoffs. And here we've got a face-off as the Canes go to the power play with Sebastian Aho off the face-off. Hi, Cortana. So he's at the point, and he's got Svechnikov feeding it back to Aho. Down low for Svechnikov, one touch pass, a shot, and a save, rebound, and covered up by Shesterkin with Jay Gensel right on the doorstep. It's good that the Hurricanes have Svechnikov, though. I think that his absence in last year's playoffs, um, Burns, he's trying to take down Lindgren, and he doesn't even have a helmet right now. But yeah, missing Svechnikov last year, I thought kind of hurt the Hurricanes. So it's good to have him back. You are most excited for Oilers and Canucks. Panthers Bruins will be a slog, two gritty teams. Yeah, I liked what our friend Jaws, aka Flying Fluffy Hockey, he's live right now too. What he said about that series, he's like, look, he said all the folks I've heard from are saying the Panthers are going to just roll over the Bruins, steamroll them, but you can't just take that as a granted. The Bruins make it very difficult to get in front of Swayman. So, although I still can't see the Panthers not winning that series, it's probably going to be closer than we think. Pasternak, those two were banged up. Oh, really? They looked like they were playing hurt. Oh, okay, interesting. Interesting. Okay, well that hurts them a lot as a team that doesn't have a ton of depth scoring wise. But yeah, but Oilers Canucks. Yeah, I'm just really excited to have a that. Oh, Landley, you're an Oilers fan. Okay, so yeah, Oilers Canucks. I never would have thought that would have been a second round matchup in the playoffs this year. Maybe a first round matchup, but the division winner who had a lot of success against the Oilers. It's going to be interesting because Shelovs has played really well, and as I said earlier, the Canucks have been able to get over the hump with kind of like lower scoring games. The Bruins have earned the opportunity to play in the finals. Ooh, I don't know, man. You gotta beat the best to be the best, and I think that going up against the Panthers will really, that's going to be a stronger test than. I don't want to say that winning a game 7 when when the momentum's on the other team's side, like that's a big accomplishment. But like comparing like the Leafs versus the Panthers, who I think are just built for the playoffs, I think that Florida's going to put on a tougher challenge, even earlier on in the series. Adam, what's going on? Thanks for hopping in. And wait, now, Adam, you're a Leafs fan, right? I I hate to see you guys go out like that, man. Who will come out on top in goaltending, Bobrovsky or Swayman? I mean, how do you slow down Swayman right now? So with the Panthers, you just have to wear the Bruins out in their own zone. Bobrovsky looks really good, but I mean, he looks good, I should say. But yeah, Swayman I'd say he has the upper hand going into this series. I like Stolars a lot for the Panthers, but then you can say for the other side, it's like, well, Olmark himself, one timer, nice save with the pads by Shesterkin. About a buck 15 on this power play. In the last 2 seasons, the amount of wins the Bruins have produced is why I say they've earned it. I mean, for them to have, I'll extend that somewhat to like the last, I don't know, like maybe since the Stanley Cup year of 2011. They've had overall. Ooh, Jarvis! Oh my God, his teammate didn't see that coming in the slot. That would have been was a misdirection too. But the Bruins have been success wise one of the, you could say, over the last 10 years, probably one of the best 4 or 5 teams really. Ewok stuff, what's up? Do I have the Canes retro jersey? The first one that was Whalers? No, I don't have that. I just have a CCM vintage Whalers jersey. Nason, trying to wrap that around. Nason and now Nate is battling to the dot for Drury. That's interesting because his dad's the GM of the Rangers, right? Hurricanes really looking in that low slot into the top of the crease. They're trying to force that puck in there. That's not a bad thing. I think they need to be more assertive in front of the net. Here's Nature's down low, in between the legs, and a fumbled pass there, and the Rangers come away unscathed. Some good puck movement there, but the Rangers not biting for too much. That's good. CW, can't wait for the draft lottery. Yes. So once again, we will be live for the draft lottery on Tuesday. The time actually hasn't been announced as far as I know, but you will see this crazy Sharks fan react to the news. If we win the rights to drafting Macklin Celebrini or first overall, I might cry tears of joy. But if he goes to the Blackhawks, I might slam my fist through my desk. We only had 2 game sevens in the first round. Yeah, I was a couple series wrapped up faster than I was hoping for. Ewok stuff. Sorry if I didn't say hello earlier, but yeah, good to have you here. Wall is crazy. Yeah, I mean, Samsonov. I know that his decision making on those goals wasn't the greatest. Maybe the first goal he let in, but I still thought he played really well. But yeah, Wall. I think that if you want to consider him the the most likely to land as the starter for the Leafs, so then that way they don't have to be too aggressive in the goaltending market for a starter. I think that's great for them because again, he looked really sharp, really composed. If the Hawks win, it's officially rigged. Yeah, we can add the Coyotes to that too, or not the Coyotes, the Utahs. You're gonna watch every video you can on him. Probably the same here. Yeah, scoring was the Leafs' problem. Yeah, I agree. Mark Holland. Mark Holland. That's the name of the singer from Dragon Force. I just saw them a week ago. They put on a great show. Uh, what year besides 2019 can I name any year that the refs were really bad during the history of the NHL playoffs? Um, I don't know if I can pinpoint a specific year, but I love the double D picture. That's fantastic. As we go to a commercial break, so at least you have good taste in cartoons. Sammy was playing good enough for Toronto to win. Newman was amazing. Leafs couldn't capitalize on their chances. I don't think you can say it any better than that. Uh, the Hawks win. I should do a conspiracy video. Mm, maybe I should. Or if the NHL was scripted, right? I'll do a Tom Grassi for that. The Bruins may have beaten the Canucks in 2011, but they are beatable. They lost to the Hawks in 2013 and Blues in 2019. Yeah, and I mean, boy, those kind of came down to the wire in a sense, right? With the 2 goals in 17 seconds or what was it, 13 seconds? And then 2019, I mean, the Blues were the team of destiny that year. You like the Canes look tonight? You mean just how they're playing, or you like the red helmets on the uniforms, or both? But from what I see so far, I mean, they have to be a little bit more disciplined because they're kind of lucky that that wasn't ruled a 5 minute major. It could have been 17 seconds, says Adam. Okay, okay, yeah. All right. FBI, how you doing? FBI doobies. Good to have you here. Blues were last place in January of 2019. They were. They'd also played like 4 games fewer than a lot of other teams. So like they were toward the bottom of the standings, but I mean like by record, like points percentage. But yeah, strangely that year I predicted they would win the Stanley Cup. The red helmets and the pants look good. Yeah, I like how they do that, and you know the Sharks were doing that a lot this year on the road too, and pretty strong look. I like it. Yeah, I don't know. Just from that angle, it looks like D'Angelo comes in with his shoulder up high. But anyway, Swayman has earned your respect after that game, and after all the ish you gave him, he's earned your respect. You still like Olmark better. I mean, if they have to go to Olmark, they could still be in great hands. You know. All right, here's Burns, and knocked away by Schneider in the neutral zone. The Canes dump it all the way down, though. You like the white helmets better? The jerseys look like stadiums. Oh, I see what you're saying. Kind of an identity crisis for the Hurricanes. Yeah, I remember when there was a leak with all those like logo designs they were considering, and I'm like, dare I say, I actually still like their current logo more than what they had come up with. All right, Aho, nice strip there by Lafreniere, and an interception by D'Angelo in the neutral zone. He'll come the other way. He's got Aho into the slot, and just wide of the pad of Shesterkin. Looking for somebody out in front. D'Angelo is. Subscribe to Clay Ema. Great to have you here. Did I see Suter's series clinching goal? The broken-hearted reactions of the Preds fans. Yeah, that was heartbreaking for sure. But I mean, you guys better that defense, just like it did in Nashville, it's got to hold up against a more potent attack. So good luck. I'm looking forward to that series quite a bit. The Sharks, will they make any offseason moves free agent wise? Yeah, I mean, I think that they're going to have a lot of cap space. I don't know just how bullish Greer will be in terms of like assembling the best team possible. It just might be that he gives like a veteran more money than he might earn somewhere else because maybe he'll add more term to it, or maybe they'll make a 2-year deal that's $5.5 million, whereas elsewhere they wouldn't offer more than like four. I could see something like that. They want to make the product more exciting because the attendance was, I think, by capacity percentage, worst in the NHL this year. So the Sharks have to do something for that. Linus is top tier backup. Yeah, I mean, and I mean, he's really, it's really like a 1A 1B sort of thing with the Bruins. And here's Natchez. Take some contact there from Truba, and he'll chip out this loose puck. Chatfield. Ooh, Zibanejad, nice reverse hit on Chatfield, but that's going to be offside. This here late. Okay. How badly do I think the Leafs dismantle the franchise? I mean, it's going to be challenging because Marner and Tavares have no move clauses, even though they're free agents after next year, right? So I'm not entirely sure. I don't see how Tree Living doesn't look to make some sort of move there. Really, what's intriguing here is Sheldon Keefe. I would think that there's a pretty good chance he could be on his way out there. Considering Tree Living inherited the Sheldon Keefe regime. Oh, good cross ice look for Trocheck against his former team. But the thing with Tree Living is that he has not had a good history of hiring coaches. Bill Peters, Glenn Gulletson, uh, I forget who they had during like the COVID years, and then Daryl Sutter was coach of the year the first year he was there. And in the offensive zone, the Hurricanes are going to take a penalty, and that is something they just cannot afford to do if they want to extend the series. Keith and Marner, and yeah, I'd like to see the Russian defenseman up. You can't remember. Oh, are you talking about Shakir Mukamadulin? I would imagine that he'll get some opportunity. I mean, the Sharks are really thin on defense. Keith and Martin, yeah, Keith's done. Wild should trade up before the draft lottery. Well, I mean, that's it. I mean, you can elaborate more, but ooh, God, that was. Yeah, I was going to say, is that going to be a cross check on Kuznetsov? But yeah, the Wild again. That's going to be a tough year for them in terms of being creative with how they build their roster for next season, just because it's the last crazy year of those Parisi and Suter buyouts. Want the Leafs to hire Lambert? Oh God. Oh God. Leave it to Tree Living. But yeah, there are some pretty big names still out there on the market. Dean Evison, former Wild coach, Craig Berube, of course, from the Blues. You have shoot, Gerard Gallant didn't have a job this year. Yeah. Daryl Sutter is still out there. Matthews, Nylander probably going to stay because they just So that's also Adam brings that up. That's also challenging for them this year or this coming year because that's the new contracts and the AAV kicks up by quite a bit. So while you might have somebody like TJ Brody coming off the books, that's a wash with how much more Nylander and Matthews combined will earn this next season. Uh, Anton Silayev. Oh, okay. I've heard that name maybe. Oh gosh. Oh, and they score. It's Trocheck. And boy, oh boy, this is a lethal. Oh, sorry. I don't know why I didn't have the Rangers on the power play. Make that 3-1. And they are just cakewalking with the man advantage around these Hurricanes. All right, let's give one to Cortana here. They look dominant. Yes, they do, Alex. You'd keep Domi over Bertuzzi. Interesting. Well, I think he's cheaper, right? And you can also you can experiment with whether you want him at center or on the wing, right? But God, why Slate even I think was caught too high on that. I don't like saying that. Ben, what's going on? Elizabeth, hey. And nice job there, Eyes of Night. Thanks for gifting a membership. And for every goal and every super chat, we're going to Cortana a goal tree. And I'm wondering, I know that Anderson's been overwhelmed, but is there any chance that Kochetkov could check in here to really send a message to the team? Maybe. Ready. Oh, you would do that, right? Trade Marner Santanev. Speaking of which, Tanev's been a really nice addition for the Stars. I wonder if they're going to try to extend him in the offseason. But yeah, the Canes penalty kill looks really I, looks horrible. And yeah, the Hurricanes had the top penalty kill in the NHL. Unbelievable, man. And this is them being exposed. Riley, good afternoon to you. Now here's Cooley at the top of the zone, a shot immediately blocked. And Burns working on Rempe behind the net now. Oh, Wenberg, that's right. Former Seattle Kraken, Alex Wenberg. If I say Tarasenko, that's only because he wears 91. All right. Down to 225 here as D'Angelo in the offensive zone. He'll take a hit from Rempe as it's sent around the net. Shea jumping in. Martinook and Natchez behind the net. Somebody had their stick knocked away. And a shot wide of the net. Karam's over to D'Angelo looking cross ice. And Trouba was had his stick there immediately. In the slot, can the Canes get something going here? It's a long shift, a shot, and wide of the net there, one-timer. And now skated out by Rempe, the former Seattle Thunderbird, as Natchez at center ice. I'll have to hold up for a moment, though. Freddie Anderson is not dug in the Walrus. Oh, clearly. Hurricanes are dominant at home and continue to be incompetent on the road. And now that could have been a trip to Stall. Nice poke check there from Fox. And mkay can move that down into the Canes zone. Now Kreider just waiting for somebody to arrive. The trailer. Lindgren taking it around the net, and he lost a handle of that. Otherwise, he would have had a great chance for a wraparound. Not to be confused with the reach around. Zibanejad off a turnover, leaves it for a teammate. And what are the Hurricanes thinking right now? Stahl and Softy to Shesterkin. And the fans are just loving this as the Rangers have 3 goals on just 7 shots, guys. The Canes offered Brindamore a contract extension and withdrew it. Yeah, and then I saw a follow-up the next day, though, that that I don't know if it was from Darren Dreger, but he was basically saying, like, the Hurricanes are now, like, getting on their ish and being like, "Okay, let's do whatever we can to keep him," pull out, back up the Brinks truck or whatever. It's amazing. It would amaze me if Brindamore was not coaching that team next year, unless he just wants to walk. But I mean, that's his team. That's who he won the Stanley Cup with. But anyway, this might be the Rangers' year to win the Stanley Cup. I mean, I am a little superstitious, so I didn't predict them to win the Stanley Cup, partially, mostly because of the curse of the President's Trophy. Yet they do look potent to say the least. So I did have them going to the conference final this year. Canes won all home, lost all away. Oh, that's right. That's right. I forgot about that. And Gensel fans on that, or at least good defense there from Schneider. Rangers defenseman making all kinds of good plays. And final 15 seconds here. Boy, oh boy. The Rangers, man. Did they score every goal on the power play or just the last 2 that we've seen? But yeah, we actually have a game with 3 goals in the first period for one team. We have not seen that in a little while, or at least in a lot of our games we haven't. So we go to intermission here, and it's the Rangers off to a throttling 3-1 lead. Brindamore would easily fit in Utah, new franchise. Oh, man. And they got some weapons, that's for sure. I know he's a little bit more defensive minded, Brindamore, but it's not a bad opportunity for him. I think that that team will be on the up and up. Lashunov, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I just haven't really been following the prospects all that well. He's from Belarus. Okay, wow. Who was the last great Belarusian player we had? Like, sure, I know Sharon Govich is Belarusian, right? All right. Sports betting has gotten a ton of your buddies into hockey. Yeah, yeah. One of my friends in town, same exact thing. Leafs can't score. Charles, hey, what's going on, man? Can't score 3 goals in one game. Charles, so where will your allegiances lie this next season? That I'm curious to know. Haven't the Canes lost 12 straight in the conference final? Yes, you're right, Mark. Because 2019 against the Bruins. Uh, then who was it after that? No, yeah, 09 against the Penguins, 2019 against the Bruins, and then last year against the Panthers. You're right. You got sandwiched in a match? That that doesn't sound all that pleasant. You might become a Sharks fan, not sure yet. Well, come on, come all to our stream this upcoming Tuesday for the NHL's draft lottery. As the craziest Sharks fan around will be reacting to the draft lottery with hopeful news that Macklin Celebrini will indeed be a San Jose Shark. And so it would be wonderful to have you hanging out with us. And we'll see what happens, guys. It's a very short stream for the most part, but it should be like I said with the draft lottery. The strangest things could possibly happen. Am I having anything good for Cinco de Mayo? I don't know. I don't know. Mrs. Twister's cooking tonight, so I don't know what she had in mind. She just said, "I'm cooking." So your bro lives in California, so the Sharks seem like the best choice. Oh, whereabouts? If you're comfortable sharing that sort of thing, because California, you never know. Depending on where, if you're east of the Sierras, you could be rooting for the Knights. You could be rooting for the Ducks. If you're close to the Mexican border, you could be rooting for LA. If you're in Bakersfield, right? There are a lot of possible situations for who somebody could cheer for, or who knows? Californians eventually came out there after mass migration in the 30s and that sort of thing, and they could be actually from a Red Wings household or a Bruins or Rangers household. Yeah. We welcome anyone who wants to be a Sharks fan. Yeah, we could use a few more fans. Hopefully, people who could come to a game once in a while. Once, yeah. Palo Alto. Oh, okay. That's right there, man. Yeah, I used to work in Palo Alto. Zebra duty last night. Oh, okay, okay, cool, man. So, how would you rate? So Riley wrestles. So how would you rate like being an official, but actually officiating a match and making sure that everybody's playing by the rules versus wrestling yourself? Like, what's more enjoyable, or are they kind of about the same? Whoa, long time no see. How you doing, Louie? I bet you're thrilled just to have the Canucks back in the playoffs because you probably can't remember too many playoff runs from them in recent years. And best of luck to them against the Oilers. But again, I think it's already a very successful year, the first full year under Rick Tocchet, just for them to win a playoff series and the division. Who do I think the Abs match up better between the Stars and the Knights? That's a great question, Joe Schmo. I I think maybe Dallas, but not by much. Dallas to me, great deep team. And I like the addition of Tanev, but I think the Avalanche can bring the wheels against the Stars. Whereas the Golden Knights, like you have to be more calculated in your attack against the Golden Knights. They're a team that again they thrive a lot on turnovers. And even though like Ottinger beating Ottinger is not easy, right? Versus Aiden Hill, it's like Hill can turn it on certainly, but I would rather see 8 out of 10 for being a ref and 10 out of 10. Okay, well that's still really good, man. That's still really good. Um, but yes, CJ, yeah, Mrs. Twister is behind the scenes, making sure that I have all the fuel I need for live streaming. Uh, do I live in southern or northern Idaho? I'm in North Idaho. I'm just 2 hours south of the Canada border, British Columbia to be exact. Eastern BC. Let's go Hurricanes, says Ethan. Yes, go Canes, but oh boy, they've got their work cut out for them, and just getting into this penalty trouble is not helping them whatsoever. Your buddy's going to Coeur d'Alene this summer, which is apparently really far from Yeah, yeah. So I'm just one town away, and so it's a 7-hour drive to the capital. So really, we're basically like Eastern Washington, just because we're so far away from the rest of like the heart of the state where everybody else lives. Good to have the Canucks back into the playoffs. Tough matchup against Edmonton, and I'm really excited that that's what we get for a second round series. I was telling people earlier that both teams showed up really well defensively, especially for the Oilers like later in their series, and you have two guys playing well in goal, despite you know even myself, I said that, well, Skinner, can I really trust this guy? And Shelov's, it's like third stringer coming in kind of cold, and he put on a great performance. So there you go, man. And you've got some great high hand talent on offense. You have two excellent puck moving defensemen. I think that matchup's going to be pretty even between the two sides. Uh, this is a Rangers sweep. You feel? I mean, after that first 20 minutes, how could you think otherwise? But I think it's going to get more, I think, competitive. But this game here is, boy, the Rangers putting on a clinic. Beat that team, the Panthers, the Rangers once they miraculously beat the Bruins. You think that it would be surprising if the Panthers won against the Bruins in the second round? Let's see here. Enjoying some twisted action from the cool in the UK. Awesome. Yeah, the after the States and Canada, our viewers are likely British or they're Finnish or Swedish. Like those countries are the next popular. But yeah, I'm actually pleasantly surprised that we have a lot of Brits tuning in, and fantastic. I welcome as many of them as we can. Oh my god, yeah, we're almost there. We're like 100 subscribers away from 15K. If anybody's new here, we will do more streams throughout the playoffs. And like I was saying earlier, we're going to be live for the draft lottery on Tuesday. And I normally make a lot of like larger, in depth feature videos, and we'll do some of that. Todd McClellan round two. Round two with the Sharks. Did the Sharks could make a coaching staff of former Sharks coaches who were fired this year. Jake Woodcroft, Todd McClellan. We'll see what happens with Pete DeBoer, Daryl Sutter, right? Victoria, hey, welcome. Only two teams have had three goalies play in the first round. And I mean, like, that's a telltale sign that really you need at least two competent goaltenders in today's NHL. But yeah, I think that I like the Panthers against the Bruins. I said earlier it's per Jaws per Flying Fluffy. It's probably going to be closer than a lot of us are letting on right now, just because of how dominant Florida was against the Lightning. You've never seen a draft lottery. Okay, cool. It's to be honest with you, it's really short and it's oddly pretty confusing. Because we're determining the order of the draft for 16 teams, all the teams that didn't make the playoffs. So it is a little mind-boggling or a little weird to kind of wrap your head around that topic, right? It's like, can't you just pull names out of a hat? But at the end of the day, it's all about the emotion of things. So that's why, as a Sharks fan, I'm anxious for this coming Tuesday. Joel Ward for Vegas, yeah, that's right. And I forgot, did he coach the Silver Knights for their first year? Vegas is your team to repeat. A lot of pressure tonight. Somebody has said that like if the Knights can get over the hump against the Stars, then actually their path to the Stanley Cup final might be, it might get a little bit easier for them. And I can kind of see what they're saying there. Uh, all right, catch you later, Riley. Have a great rest of your day. Uh, let's see. I'm just trying to think. Panthers aren't going to repeat as East champions this year. I can say this though, no matter what, their matchup in the conference final is going to be more challenging than it was last year. It was challenging, but of course they got it done in a sweep, so they were able to. Well, they couldn't really rest up for too long, but Yeah, I think that they're gonna have to, slog it out in something that goes 6 games, if not 7. Because yeah, the Rangers, I don't even know if I can see the Panthers getting past the Rangers if if New York's gonna play like this. Panthers penalty kill, by the way, was really good. I think it was top 5 this year, something like that. Oh, Dustin, hey, thanks for jumping in, man. I'm sure you're probably hanging out with Jaws as well, so I appreciate the dono, and let's, give Cortana a treat for the super chat. Thanks again for the t-shirt. Yeah, hey, look fantastic on you, man. There you go, Cortana. Good catch, girl. How cool is Eklund's hat trick? Oh yeah, one of like 4 amazing moments for the Sharks this year. Actually, I'd say that those like 3-goal comebacks against like the Islanders and the Range or not the we almost came back against the Rangers that same road trip, but the Red Wings, that was what I was trying to say. And then of course Devin Cooley getting his win, his first win on home ice, right next to where he grew up, right? Avalanche versus Canucks in the Western Finals. Mm, mhm, mhm. Uh, yeah, I just wanna make sure I was caught up there. The Rangers win the cup before the Islanders in your life, you're jumping off of figuratively, right? I don't know. Oh god. Well, uh, I mean, the Islanders are gonna have to, kind of rethink, how they're going to assemble their roster if they wanna get back to the final because, man, it's how are they bringing back Lou Lamoriello, honestly? Like, you don't want them to just keep doing what they're doing right now just to barely get in the playoffs, right? Where is Cortana in relation to me? She's right down by my side. So here, I'll show you Cortana from this angle. See, there she is. Yep, rocking her Twisted Wrister Hockey pet shirt. So there we are. If I were to get a new Sharks jersey, who would it be? Zetterlund. Actually, dude, that's a really good pick. Zetterlund, the Devils fans said that we were going to really like him when he came over in the Meyer trade. I didn't like how he played that year in San Jose, but the dude really did need a full offseason and looked awesome. So even though I don't think he's going to always be like in our top 6, Fabian Zetterlund, great season, and I hope he can stay in teal for a little while here. So why is the vlog not on the channel anymore? You know, production quality on it's pretty garbage. And just like I was feel there were some videos on my channel that I thought were kind of overall like not because they weren't getting any views, but like or I was noticing that I wasn't getting very many views on my older videos or the ones that I wanted to get views on. So I was hiding a bunch of my videos that I don't think really fit the channel as well. And I guess I can make it public again. I don't really have too much of a problem right now, but when I did hide a bunch of videos, this is like 2 years ago. Then actually, I saw my views go up overall. I love my dog and Jaws and Fluffy. Yeah, and I was so happy to have met Fluffy about a month ago when I hung out with Jaws. Loving Timo Meyer, so it's okay. There we go. Yeah, I'm glad that he actually. I know that it wasn't at the best time to get hot, but I'm glad that he actually was able to finish the season strong. And I never even answered your question, CW. Got this $5 super chat here from Dustin. Your wife and you are strongly considering adopting a dog. Right on, man. Yeah, Cortana was an adoption. I'll get to you, C Dub. Um, but yeah, Cortana was an adoption. I was told that she was a surrender, but I don't know for sure if I was. It was the foster parents' kid who was telling me that because for some reason they weren't around. Oh, sorry, girl. That bad pass. Uh, but yeah, Cortana's greatest gift of my life. Period. I don't care how much it costs to bring home a fur friend like that. The bond that you share with them is incredible. Really, it is. And just a dog like that is able to like pick up and understand. Amazing. I did not think that that's what we would have. That sort of connection, right, girl? She's like, yeah, I always wonder what if I got to go to a different home where I got fed whatever I wanted whenever I want. Anyway, we got this question here from you don't have to destroy your sleep schedule to watch it. Yeah. Yeah. I think that it will be a lot more favorable. Well, it is if you're in the Eastern time zone, that's good though, because then yeah, you can take care of other stuff too, right? for the rest of the day. But yeah, if I got a Sharks jersey, I would go with I do like Eklund. I don't know enough to get a jersey, so Zetterlund's a great pick. I don't know. I might just get a Will Smith. I don't even know what number he's going to wear, but I might go with Will Smith. Then again, Smith is that's pretty generic name. Who knows? The Sharks could have another Smith after him. Maybe he should wear 16, so he's like Mark Smith. All right. How's the weather? It's snowing in Missoula the other day. Wow, that's incredible. It wasn't quite like that here. I was surprised it wasn't even 50 degrees though for one day. Does Cortana get treats daily? Yeah, she does. So there is a time. So basically, uh, I was going to say on the Horvat trade, the Isles won that trade by a mile. I mean, he's fitting in great, but again, it's like the timing of things, right? Don't you want to bring in a player like that when you have some young talent that's developing well alongside him? It's kind of like you don't want to waste his prime again, just trying to get into the playoffs, as well as he's played for them. But yeah, Cortana gets she gets her supplements earlier in the day when we've exercised in the morning. She gets her supplements right after that, and she loves those. She goes bonkers for them. She gets like minty chews for her teeth, and yeah. What's on my wish list for 15K? Hurricanes getting their butts back into this series. That's for one. Starting getting into GeoGuessr. Yeah, that's pretty fun. The post to post videos were a lot of fun when they would do that. So many cup final rematches possible. Yeah, we could have what? We could have Rangers Canucks, right? A lot of people on the channel wanted 1994, a rematch of that, which I'd be happy to see. But let me know which one you want to see the most. Catholic Keniac says, given how the Canes brought back a 3-point lead in last series, I wouldn't count them out yet. Yeah, I mean, shoot, their problem was that they were blowing 3-goal leads. Let's see here. 10 p.m. for you. So this game is not too bad. Vegas will end at about 3 a.m. God darn. Oh yeah, because you're in the UK. That's right. Man, the commitment from some people across the pond is amazing. Not to mention, occasionally we'll see a somebody tuning in from like Newfoundland and Labrador, where it's like 5 hours ahead of me. Um, Thoughts on the Coyotes relocation? I don't think that I have any like genuinely unique thoughts about that. It's horrible that people lose their favorite team. I think that that's a big time. The ownership has to be largely held accountable there. And yeah, I've lost my favorite basketball team before, so it sucks. So I guess that's about all I can say there. Um, I mean, I think it's cool that we'll get a new sports team in Salt Lake City. I think that there are other markets that could certainly benefit from a professional sports franchise, but uh, yeah, at least we have a team that is somewhere where we haven't seen like real professional hockey before. All right, let's see here. Are we getting back to the game? Yeah, in just a moment here. But yeah, Hurricanes game plan: stay the hell out of the penalty box. Rangers keep those sticks active in front of the crease. They've been really good at that. Actually in a hospital at the moment. Been in a week. Oh shoot, man. Well, I'm hoping that we can help you pass away the time here, and that you're on a smooth road to recovery for whatever's troubling or whatever's ailing you at the moment. Newfoundland. All right, cool. Raise up, man. Thanks for hanging in here. Banging. Fun name. What happened to Fox? Oh, Fox went out. Oh, well, he just took a high stick. Well, I see him out there right now. It looked like he took a high stick just a moment ago, but he's still out there. Yeah, yeah, Fox is still out there. Love the Hartford Whalers video. Thanks, man. Yeah, those are my favorite types of videos to make. They take a long time, but they're so worth it, man. Um, so yeah, especially as we're in the off season, I'm gonna make more stuff like that. Series previews on Cats Bees. Who's winning? How many games? I'm gonna take it. Uh, Panthers. I'll take the Cats in six. Cats in six. The Bruins are defensively like on the backside of things. They're too good to go out in sooner than 6 games. I think, but I don't think they have enough firepower against the Panthers. But yeah, I was a Sonics fan. CW. Yeah. All right. Rangers gaining the zone and a shot off of Anderson. So he's still in. They didn't put in Kochetkov. I'm kind of surprised. Schneider now behind the net against Svechnikov. Moved over to Cooley. Cooley, he fit in pretty well this year from what I saw. For a team that I was criticizing didn't have enough depth. But yeah, oh shoot, oh Schneider off the turnover. Nice stick tie up there. They just put the lights out, but you're still up watching. All right, man. Well, who knows? You'll crash harder if you're able to stay up a little bit later. The broadcast. Oh God, yeah, right, Nick. On the channel for the interview. Yeah, I don't know if you tried contacting me about that, but you're welcome to bring me on. Sometimes Instagram can be kind of like finicky. Sometimes it won't show me the most recent message from someone, Louis. So you can see my email in the video description. You can reach out on email and we can communicate that way if that works for you. Canes and 6 says Mushroom Merchant. Yeah, let's not get too ahead of ourselves despite how dominant the Rangers have looked so far. I am picking the Rangers to win the series. Panthers in 7, Oilers in 6. I could see the Oilers beating the Canucks now. I know that the regular season, it was a different story, right? Avs in 6 over the Knights or Avs in 7 over the Stars. Yeah, I can't. It's hard for me to pick against the Avs with just how they just rolled that first series. So yeah, I respect those predictions. How common is it round 2 starts before round 1 officially ends? Yeah, I don't know about this round. That sort of thing I think is more common in the conference finals. Rangers. Oh shoot. Oh shoot. Okay, my broadcast froze for a moment there. I got to update my banner too. A shot from the point and fought off by the blocker of Shesterkin, and we get a puck out of play. Oh, oops. All right. Let's see. We're second early. There we go. There we go, everybody. You guys are being a fantastic group, especially given that you didn't know that I would be live at this time, considering I accidentally scheduled this for 4 p.m. Pacific time. Uh, a healing dog in here today. Oh, wonderful. I think that's fantastic that hospitals do that. I mean, that just I, I'm not too educated on like homeopathic remedies and therapies, but I think that that is something that you know there should be a sort of balance with things like medication. But anyway, I don't want to create like a debate about that or anything. Let's see here, but I think that's wonderful, Jim. Wasn't it Adam Fox who refused to play in Calgary? A cross check here, and going to the box is Truba. So the Canes are going to go back to the power play, and he was called for a cross check against former San Jose Shark Stefan Nason, who had a big goal or two in that first round series. Actually, Nason's on my thumbnail. But yeah, I think you're right, CW. He was and then he was like traded to the Hurricanes. Like his rights were traded to the Canes, and then they traded with the Rangers. Is that what happened? It's kind of mind boggling to think that Adam Fox could have been on the Canes. Not to mention they had drafted Noah Hannafin as well, and so like you think of a team that has formed a wonderful defensive group, and Canes almost drew another penalty there. A shot and ooh, nice stop by Shesterkin with Burns actually closest to the net. Now Gensel to the half wall for Svechnikov, and a great read there from couldn't see who that was. Trocheck, great defensive play from Trocheck as the first 30 seconds are killed off. Aho on the wing and a interception there. And now here comes Kreider with Fox trailing. He'll just dump one around the Hurricanes net into the skates of Burns, but Carolina can regroup here. And the Rangers fans chanting, "We want the cup" at MSG. Jarvis on the wing. He's got Aho in the corner, back around the net, and out to the point. Ooh, nice shot there from Gensel, but that I think wrapped up a stick. And the Canes have exactly 1 minute left on their power play. All right. All right. Awesome. Thanks for of course hanging out with me this afternoon. I understand that some people just pop in, pop out. That's always fine. And I appreciate the thumbs up, guys. I see plenty of those already, so I appreciate that. A new arena though, Target Center is old. Yeah, That's I've heard that. Um, Now is there training facility, like, underneath Target Center? Isn't that what it is? I've actually played some basketball there. Alright, here's Shea, and oh, here they come the other way. It's Trocheck, and a save by Anderson. Tough angle, yeah, but, Rangers special teams, that is the story of this game so far. Shea and the back pass, he's got Natchez as the Canes are down to 30 seconds. Into the zone comes Natchez at the looking for a tip play in front. Natchez gathers it and sends it back to Kuznetsov. Kept into the zone barely, and now Teravainen from the corner as Schneider trying to chip it out. Nason, a great poke check from Shesterkin. Aggressive, but very confidently executed by Shesterkin there, and he looks completely dialed in right now. Teravainen and the boy Truba, is he gonna get to this puck here in the corner as he comes out of the penalty box, and now he'll bring it to the top of the zone, hand it off. Mika cross ice and blocked in front by Teravainen. End of the book, blood feud. Oh, she's in alone. Oh, and robbing stall there is Shesterkin with a piece of the glove. I was surprised to see that materialize so quickly. Rangers will come the other way, dump in. Burns behind his net. Backhands it up the wall, and now chipped out all the way down, but not quite for icing. Shots favor the Hurricanes 10-9 right now. And now Mika off a loose puck. Panarin skating it out of the zone. Alex, what's going on? Had a feeling this first game would be a tough one. No board today, Trevor. Yeah, was I was under the assumption this game began at 4 p.m. Pacific time, 7 Eastern. So I all of a sudden found out about this game, and I was like, "Oh crap!" So I scrambled just to get online. Hey, what's up, man? Your bracket's 100%. Wow, good for you, man. And nice use of the stickers there. Well, good for you. Only one that thinks this could be if Bel Air had a team. Sure, man. Well, Will Smith is also a baseball player. All right. Here's a shot and a block shot off of Kako. And this one's going to go all the way down for icing against the Hurricanes with with about 13:39 left here in the period. Dad, what's going on? Rangers, yeah. Special teams is looking otherworldly right now. All right. Whew. You guys are a fantastic crowd. I can barely keep my breath, man. Ooh. Wow. Apparently, my channel just reached its 600th upload. Maybe that's just 600 videos that are public. I can't believe I've made that. I mean, shoot, we've been making content on here now for 6+ years. Pulling for the Stars for Pavelski. Yeah, what if we got Pavelski versus Burns in the final? I mean, we almost had that last year, right? Pretty close. I mean, both went to the conference final. A lot of former Sharks out there in the playoffs still. All right, Panarin in the corner, handing it off, and Trocheck takes some contact from Orlov. Cycled around the net, but from Schneider, a back pass. Kreider looking for a tip play in front. And now Kokaniemi will clear this out of the zone. And skating ahead here is Kuznetsov. Ties up a Ranger in the corner there. And Kreider, off a loose puck, will bump this over to Schneider. Rangers coming 3-on-2. Schneider looking in the slot there. A good interception by the Canes back check. They'll come the other way. Here's Slavin, the goal for Carolina so far. And, trying to center it in front. Actually, Slavin could have maybe taken that behind the net. Rangers in 6 is Daniel. Very possible. Very possible. Who knows? It could be fewer than that if the Hurricanes can't stay out of the penalty box. Now here's Rempey. Oh, man, the crowd boosts their fervor here as Rempey's on the ice when he touches the puck. Lindgren moves it back. Vesey a shot. I have a Rangers. It's funny. I have a 26 and I have a 27 for the Rangers. The 26 is a Vesey. That was a subscriber gift. And I have my Ryan McDonough jersey on right now. Martinook, and this rims around Sheffield. And ooh, maybe a favorable bounce here for the Canes. They'll have to keep this in at the top of the zone. Orlov around for Drury. The puck skips over his stick. Chatfield jumping down into the play. Wraparound attempt, a shot, and Shesterkin might have gotten a piece of that. Canes pressuring pretty well here, though. Natchez, he'll bring it up to the top of the zone. He shoots. Traffic in front, still alive, and now skated out. And the Rangers, you kind of dodge a bullet there. Wenberg feeding the point, a shot. Oh, that's saved by Anderson on the doorstep. Oh boy, that was a great chance the other way. Canes will get the clear. Good pace to this second period. Canes coming the other way. Natchez, a little spin move, but he's shoved off the puck here by Gustafsson. Good back check from a guy who wasn't really known for his defense before coming over to the Rangers. Still waiting for the tutorial for face paints. Wow, that's a throwback. I can't believe you remember that, man. I forgot about that myself. All right. So now center ice Jarvis. Over 30 goals for the young winger. To the point for Slavin. Looking for the one-timer and telegraph that. At least Panarin read that like a book. Lindgren. And Rangers gaining the zone as Lafreniere is going to send this around the board. Slavin. Good sealing off on the boards by Trocheck. Now a little trouble here for Slavin. He gets put into the boards and scooped up down into the Rangers zone, looking for Jarvis, but batted away by Fox. An interception at center ice as Gensel will come the other way, dumping it into the corner. Shesterkin nearly played that. Facing some here Jarvis. And he can't quite move it out to the point as Panarin sends it over to Trocheck, looking for the trailer, intercepted by Gensel. He'll have to retreat behind his net here. Boy, we haven't had a whistle in a while, right, guys? All right, Shea, a shot and immediately off a Ranger. Aho, as Gensel now facing some heat from Miller. And a back pass looking for somebody at the point, but the Hurricanes will have to regroup here from behind their zone. Got to go. All right, thanks, Louis. Hey, yeah, feel free to like send me an email. And I'm glad that your Canucks have. Here we go. Oh, Orlov. Oh my God, he could have picked his spot there. He was in alone against Shesterkin, but he fanned on the shot. He's the definition of a shark to you. Overlooked, drafted late, worked for everything. Oh, Pavelski? Yeah, man, really. No chance that is gloved down by Anderson. Chatfield at center ice. Schneider. Yeah, they were saying it's been almost 5 minutes without a whistle. That's a long time in a hockey game in the NHL. Rempe from behind the Hurricanes net. Takes some contact there from Slavin. Yeah, dude, it takes a village to take that guy down. And Rempe bidding at a rebound there that went wide of the net. A shot as somebody for the Canes lost their helmet, so they have to go to the bench. Burns hops over for Carolina. They'll play the top of the zone as Goodrow, former Shark. VC a one-timer and ramping off of Anderson and into the netting. We finally get a whistle here as the crowd rises to their feet. Great action here in the second period. All right. Oh, shit. Boy, that is some intense action that we've had here in the second stanza. And we'll go to a commercial break here with the Rangers holding on to their 3-1 lead. All right, gang. Oh, I gotta freaking hold my breath here. Anderson can't stop a beach ball. Yeah, Anderson concerns me, man. I'm a little surprised they didn't just go to Kochetkov already because I thought they would have even broken him in during the Islanders series. Favorite Shark all time, Ryan Clough. Yeah, he didn't have the longest career in the NHL. I think concussions cut his career fairly short. But yeah, Chloe was a great Shark. Not to mention, I think he was like a fourth, or he was a fairly later round pick. And for a while there, as a power forward, he was very effective. Not to mention, the guy was he brought some edge to his game. The logo for the Wild is ahead of a bear. Yep. I mean, you would think it would be a bear. Could always be man, bear, pig. Why does it look like Carolina plays so bad, or is the Rangers are so good? Well, you gotta definitely credit the Rangers. They're absolutely dominating on special teams, and that's the thing. Carolina was the best team at special teams this year, so they're getting just absolutely exposed with their own strengths. It's very interesting. Um, so I got to think that the Rangers here at home off the sweep, they're absolutely feeling it. But yeah, so Carolina, I don't think that they're so bad. I think that I would like to see if Kachekov uh, gets into the next game though. Really, you went to Game 6 the other day. Yeah, so Nick here is a Knights fan. It was so energetic. Yeah, we'll see, man. It's going to be another nail biter. Either way, no matter who wins, it's going to be a nail biter. Anybody have any strong thoughts on who wins tonight between the Knights and the Stars? I'm going to say the road team takes this one. Carolina always struggles with the power play in the playoffs, and I think you're right too. And they have more weapons than they've ever had on the man advantage, so there shouldn't be an excuse as to why they can't capitalize every now and then. Humraj, what's going on, man? As your Canucks and Oilers are facing off against each other, but I think that probably you're leaning toward Vancouver, right? All right, we're down to 8:22 in this period. Stars and seven, please. All right, Hurricanes able to clear, and here's Seth Jarvis. He'll pull off or pull up, I should say. Trying to do a nice poke check there from Shesterkin. Yeah, Shesterkin really active with the stick here. Now, jumping into the zone there was Burns. Jarvis getting some inside position on Lindgren, but then gets kind of stripped at the puck there. Hannafin's your Lord and Savior. Yeah, and I've really liked how Hannafin has looked in that series. Rangers in transition sent one over the net. Jarvis, and now over to Stahl. Onto the wing for Teravainen. Brings it to the slot, and it's all blue jerseys, and a shot that Shesterkin gets a piece of off Jordan Stahl. Along the boards here for Teravainen, trying to get it to the middle. Bounce off of Shesterkin, and now Panarin will backhand it, but not clear. Settled by Fox. I mean, these are some good possessions that the Hurricanes are putting together. Now, Panarin a shot and a save from Anderson. It went straight to his chest, and he covered up. Yeah, Bill, you got your membership. That's right. I think the Oilers are the better cup pick, and the Canucks already exceeded expectations. Okay, I think that's fair. I mean, between those teams, I'm leaning toward Edmonton, even though in my bracket I said Canucks would win that series. But and no knock to Sheloff, he looks fantastic. But the Oilers' defense, and like the Kings are no slouch offensively, I don't think. But the Oilers' defense held up pretty well against them as the series went along. So I think I'm leaning toward the Oilers in that series. But I think as long as Vancouver puts up a fight, like I think the fans should be pretty content with what where they're at right now. Hannafin's playing a third pairing with White Cloud. Oh Jesus, yeah, I know, right? It's like you can have Theodore on one pair, you can have Petrangelo on one pair. That's pretty nuts. Um, Bracket has a 94 rematch. Yeah, a lot of people wanted to see that too. NHL should bring back the qualifying round. Yeah, some people think that that's a good approach, as kind of the NBA does something similar. Excuse me. Personally, I prefer. I like it the way it is. I mean, not exactly, but I don't want more than 16 teams in the playoffs. I think that's just perfect. Half. And I'm not even opposed to like making the regular season shorter, so that everybody's all in better shape, better condition for the playoffs. Do the Rangers have home ice for the rest of the playoffs? They do because they finished with the best record in the NHL, so they won the President's Trophy. Uh, Hurdle, Eichel, Marchessault, Barbashev, Stevenson, Stone. The one thing that amazes me the most is that you have William Karlsson centering your third line. That to me is a team that's built to make a deep run. But yeah, I am in agreement with Trevor here. I like the one, the four. Well, that's this weird way for me to articulate it, but yeah, the 1v8 4v5 model. All right. Oh, nice job by Martinook, but he lost his stick. Creative though, Drew trying to center it, but the Hurricanes I think are looking for that pretty pass. They're leaping before they're looking. They can break the curse too. Yeah, last team to win the Stanley Cup the same year they won the President's Trophy. Alex, dude, that facts, complete facts, man. I completely agree. Um, but yeah, the last time that a team won the President's Trophy and the Stanley Cup in the same year, the 2012-13 Blackhawks, in what was a lockout shortened season. And then, if you want to take it back to the last time we had a full season, that would be the Red Wings in 07-08. Am I going to stream when the Sharks get the first pick? I like it when the Sharks get the first pick. Yeah, on Tuesday, we will be live on this channel. Hell or high water. All right. Off a loose puck, here is Truba gaining the zone. Is Kreider a shot wide of the glove of Anderson? Slavin, but he turns it over top of the zone there to Schneider. I don't know what happened there. From his own goal line, Shea will move it to Svechnikov, and he loses a handle on the puck. All right, Trevor. Thanks for jumping in, man. All right. Here's a chance in transition for the Rangers, and Kakko couldn't quite get a handle on the puck. And Aho will come the other way. Pursued by Miller. Oh, looking for a teammate in Nason. Streaking down the middle. The Rangers will regain. From center ice back to Wenbergen. He's offside. Or I guess his teammate's offside. Cooley. 5:46 left here in the second period. So no goals. No goals. No goals in the second period. As we've only had one penalty assessed in this period. Everybody will be so mad if Utah or Chicago, for that matter. When was Roslovic on the Rangers? Yeah, kind of an under the radar move at the trade deadline. But yeah, that was basically announced when all the trades were happening. Well, all of them, of course, except the Hurdle trade. So yeah, I totally forgot too. What's up, Cortana? How you doing, honey? So there hasn't been a goal this period, and I'm getting a little bit concerned about that because Cortana has not had a goal treat. So we'll throw one her way. How about that? Here we go. Ready, girl? Nice catch, girl. Nice catch. Woo. So commercial break. All right. Now looking at the schedule tomorrow. What do we have on tomorrow? So, tomorrow's Boston versus Florida game 1. I did not know it would be that soon. Boy, that does not help the Bruins. Panthers have had some time to rest too. And then game 2 of this series, Carolina, New York, will be on Tuesday. So when does the Western Conference start the second round? Do we not have a schedule yet for the Western Conference? I guess we don't. So I would think that could start as soon as maybe Tuesday between Edmonton and Vancouver, maybe. 'Cause yeah, on the NHL schedule, we don't see any Western games. You'll be really mad at the Sharks. Don't get the first overall pick. I mean, like if Columbus gets it, I'll be fine with that versus Anaheim. Well, yeah, as a Sharks fan, I don't want to see Anaheim get the first overall pick. Cortana gets drafted to the Blackhawks. Oh no, Cortana, we don't want to go back to Chicago. Well, actually, she's never been there, but I used to live there. Although Chicago is kind of like the best hub for the NHL, just because like all the Eastern teams are in the Eastern time zone, and Chicago's like almost in the Eastern time zone. So like proximity wise, not the furthest away from Canada. So then that way I could go to a lot of different arenas, or at least still trying to keep the possession alive. And Rangers going to lift this clear, glove down by Teravainen. He gets bumped in the neutral zone there by the ever so nasty Vinny Trocheck. I think he's a great player. I like him a lot. Now Burns loses a handle on that. And Slavin regrouping. As the Rangers change up, Burns moving it to Gensel in the neutral zone. Ooh, and a big hit to Gensel. No call. I thought that was a little late there, but Jarvis will bump that back to the point for Chatfield. A shot looking for Svechnikov in front of the net. And Andrei Svechnikov moving back to the point. This is going to be a delayed call to the Rangers. And now Chatfield at the dot will hand it off. And looks like Panarin touches up here. So the Canes go back to the power play. Were the Canes this bad when I went? I don't think they're that bad on at 5-on-5 this game. But no, when I went to the game, it was automatic against the Red Wings. It was 4-0 Canes. All right, so Fox is in the box. So that's going to be what, a slashing to Fox, or that would, yeah. If you want to call that a soft call, I don't fault you. Honestly, that would he came down on the stick, but very softly. Expansion teams should automatically get the first overall pick. Well, I think that that's fair. I think that's fair, except like you wouldn't give it to Utah this year though, because even though they're technically a new franchise, they're not. They're working with a roster chock full of NHL players, right? Or close enough to it. Alex Wenberg was on the Rangers. Yeah. So basically, the Rangers pulled off those two trades. Like we were all talking about, like Hannafin going to the Knights at that time or something. All right. So Canes to the power play with a faceoff in the Rangers zone. Aho loses this one, but controlled by Carolina. Burns, as my broadcast freeze for just a moment there, froze. Excuse me. I know English. Burns, oh god, he couldn't get a handle on the puck. Kane's having a little trouble with that. Now, Gensel will send this back around. Burns, cycle to Svechnikov, and looks like the Hurricanes just want to go backwards. Now Jarvis, and from the corner, back to Aho. Burns in the middle for Gensel, and he tries to put it through someone's skates. Burns, nice keeping with the glove at the top of the zone. Aho, and now Jarvis. 40 seconds, and the Canes haven't thrown anything toward the net yet. Aho at the point, trading spots with Burns, and now in the corner for Svechnikov. And the Rangers get the clear, and that was a futile power play attempt. Trocheck's going to get a chance shorthanded, and Anderson got a piece of that with his pads. But if you're a Rangers fan, you got to love the team's penalty kill so far. Now Jarvis, fluttering it, looking to center it. Gensel, just shoot the puck, guys. Gensel tries to put it over Shesterkin's shoulder and sent it over the net. 45 seconds left on the power play. Looking for the seam pass there. Jarvis trying to avoid a defender. And now a pick that Kuznetsov set. I thought that should have been a penalty on Kuznetsov. And off the skate of Jarvis, and 30 seconds left. And this Hurricanes power play not looking sharp at all. Kuznetsov trying to go 1-on-4 now as he barrels into a Ranger. And he looks like he threw kind of a cross check when he went down. No call. And the Rangers get the clear here. The final few seconds on the power play ticking down. Somu, what's up, man? You had to submit a lab report. Well, I, for one, thought this game was starting at 4 p.m. Pacific, not Eastern. Natchez. So I got a late start myself. In the corner, as the penalty is now over, Stahl gets a little bit held up there. Moves it to the point for Shea. A shot. That's a former Ranger. And nice read there by Trouba. Can't quite get the clear, though, as Panarin trying to clear. The Rangers having a little trouble here. Teravainen off of a stick and ramping, not out of play, though, as it's behind the Rangers' net. Now, Wenberg moving it to a teammate. Sealed up by Orlov, though, as he jumps into the play. And the Hurricanes putting together another lengthy possession in the zone. But turned over at the top of the zone to Panarin, and the Rangers can get the change if they want. Sent down into the Hurricane zone, and Drury from his knees as he fell will pass up to Kotkaniemi, and he'll gain the New York zone once again. At the top of the zone, Chatfield looking down low by the goal. Aho couldn't quite get a stick on it, or KK. And now Chatfield facing some heat here, has to take it behind his net and moves it to center ice with 125 left in the period. And now a chance almost there for Cooley. Cleared by the Hurricanes, but back to the Rangers at center ice. Now Fox trying to get the entry pass, but a good interception there from KK. Natchez looking in front. The Hurricanes are trying to get that puck in the low slot, but just have not connected with anybody. Martinook, as we're in the final minute, Natchez flutters one into the slot. Shea moves over to the corner, takes a hit, but gets it out to the point. D'Angelo now. D'Angelo, a one-timer. Natchez a little bit wide of the net. From behind the net there. Fox from his knees made a play. But a big hit there from D'Angelo behind the net. Still alive and cleared finally by the Rangers. And now down to 30 seconds. Carolina again gaining the zone again really quickly with Svechnikov in the corner laying a hit on Schneider. Svechnikov. To the half wall for Burns, pinching down. Can't quite get the shot off though. And this puck comes out of the zone. Hurricanes trying to regain the zone. I mean, really, if you're looking at possession, the Hurricanes, they do it better than just about any team in the NHL. But in terms of generating the high quality opportunities, those have been few and far between. Schneider, and he won't have time to get that shot off as we've reached the end of the second period. The story, again, continues to be the Rangers' special teams as they have stonewalled the Hurricanes' power play several times already and have cashed in twice themselves as they skate into the dressing room with a 3-1 lead after two. All right. Whew. All right, guys, I gotta get a water break. All right. Watch Cortana for me. Hey, what's up, Dustin? How you doing, man? I watched the Savannah Bananas for the first time today. Wait, you didn't actually see them in person, did you? Or were you just watching them on through like streaming? But the Bananas, I'm actually a big fan of their owner and founder, Jesse Cole. He's written a couple of books. Really interesting figure. Kind of like the Walt Disney of our time today, really. Cortana said, "Go Knights, go Dallas." Sucks. Well, I mean, Cortana is true to her roots as a Sharks fan in the sense that she doesn't like the Dallas Stars, and as a Sharks fan, we used to hate the Stars when they were in the Pacific Division, but not anymore. Just a banana stream, watching some banana ball. It's not baseball; it's banana ball, right? So yeah, I got myself some water here, and I'm not going anywhere today, right? So why don't we crack open a cold one, huh? Make things easier on the vocal cords, right? So here we'll get this a little ASMR. Uh, Walt Disney was, I mean, just from a creative sense, Terrace. All right. Hmm. All right. Well, we've got the Knights and Stars facing off at 4:30. So what do you guys expect for a score tonight? Score prediction in tonight's Stars Knights game. What is the beer of choice? Well, this is brewed. What is this brewed in Idaho? I think it is. Or if not, it's brewed in one of our neighbor states. Um, so usually it's an Irish stout called Irish Death. This is called Tiramisu Death. Ooh, 4-0 shutout. Wow, I'd be a little surprised by that. And this is yeah, this is brewed in Ellensburg, Washington, a little outside of Seattle, but on the other side of the Snoqualmie Pass. Holy 3-2 in triple overtime. Damn, that'd be intense, man. Mean Metal Mike, how you doing? Wait. I'm taking a guess here. I would think that despite the late season finish, you got to be happy with what the Flyers were able to achieve this year. What the team name will be in Salt Lake, I don't know. Like a lot of people were high on the name Kraken for Seattle when we were kind of speculating what they would choose or what they had filed trademark applications for. So it's kind of I'm thinking it could be Yetis just based off of that. Although I gotta say I'd rather I'm in the minority camp here, but I would prefer Yeti singular, considering when we talk about such a topic, it's usually the abominable snowman singular. It's just me being kind of picky, but either way, that would be a really cool kind of mascot. I've seen some good concepts out there. 4-2 Vegas, 3-1 Dallas, or 2 Dallas. But again, like though, even those scores could be intensely close because you could have like an empty netter or whatever. You became a Sharks fan part time in Game 7. Who knows what those Knights would have done if they won that game? I know that they only finished with like 95 points that year, but they could have gone again on a really deep run. Salt Lake Cortanas. You wouldn't be surprised if they are like the yeah, like if they were called the Salt Lake well, they're gonna be called Utah, not Salt Lake. Um, Salt Lake Swarm would actually be kinda cool. I don't know, because you could have like, bees as your mascot. I know it's the Beehive State. I could see them doing something with that, like, on the shoulder of the jersey, maybe not like the main logo. Best Flyers prospect, Fedotov. Oh, dude, guy's 6'8" too. It's like almost putting Matt Rempe in goal. It's incredible. Utah Salt, Kozlov, Bonk, Dominic Bonk. That's right. And is that Radic Bonk's son? To use the name of the best name ever in hockey. That's pretty funny. Salt Lake Navajos. I don't. Yeah. The Utes would. Yeah. I know that they use that for the University of Utah, so I couldn't quite see that happening with the NHL. But I mean, I think that'd be kind of cool. But they've already filed trademark for like several different names. One of them is the Blizzard. Another is the Ice, the Fury, the Outlaws. What else am I missing, guys? Of course, Yetis. Um, I don't like Fury though, and I don't like Ice or Blizzard just because they're right next to the Avalanche. One state over. There was another one that I think I liked. Oliver Bonk. Oh, I was thinking of a guy who was a prospect. Yeah, Utah Jazz. Well, that's the thing. Like, they said, well, what about like what was it? What about the Saints? They haven't filed a trademark for Saints as far as I know, but that's funny because like New Orleans used to have the Jazz. They have the Saints now, and now it's like you could have that also in Roosters. They could come out to Alice in Chains' Rooster. Sheldon Keefe gets fired. Who's my pick for the new coach in Toronto? So, Brandon, fantastic question. Um, did I think I featured your comment in our one of our recent videos. Um, so the challenge here is that Brad Tree Living does not have a very good track record of hiring coaches. For all I know, he might hire Daryl Sutter. I'm only kind of joking, um, but I don't imagine Sutter coaching out East anymore. Totems, Trappers is kind of neat. Mountaineers, that's kind of cool. So I could see like Barubi's out there, Evison, Babcock. I don't think he'll be hired. Um, Who else would be out there? Or would they go with somebody younger like Woodcroft? Who's my pick? Well, like, who would I hire? I would call Berube probably above all the other coaches first, or at least I'd have him up there pretty high. But yeah, Tree Living and Toronto, I think I don't expect them to necessarily get somebody who, has who was like an enforcer type player in his career necessarily. Who do you guys think that should coach the Maple Leafs? Dion Phaneuf, is he actually coaching? Flyers are a dangerous sleeper for the next 2 years. Drafts Danny Briere has a plethora of ways to trade up. Yeah, I mean, like he's done a really good job so far of kind of cleaning things up because I know he kind of like Conroy in Calgary. He really did inherit a mess. So I like what he's doing so far. I like what he's doing so far. Vipers. Oh yeah, Venom was one of them. I know that. I don't like that either. That sounds like a lacrosse team or something else. I don't know. Utah Flatheads. Oh, did the Flathead tribe did they settle there in Utah? I know that they're like a Montanan tribe. Anyway, Wayne Gretzky, Joel Quenville. I again kind of like Babcock. I wouldn't think that he would get hired again, but I wouldn't be like I wouldn't say that that wouldn't cross my mind as a possibility. Flanders. Travis Konechny is close to inking a possible 6-year deal, no trade clause. Yeah, you don't like the full no move clauses, but TK had a great season. Utah Isotopes. Um, anyway. Oh yeah, by the way, at second intermission, I was too fixated on my beer run. All right, there we go. Much better, much better. If Wool started game 7, they would have won. I thought that Samsonov actually played pretty well, though. I mean, do you want to hang that first goal on him? Sure, that's I can understand that, but I still think that he made some big stops out there, and like the margin of error, right? Todd McClellan for the Leafs. Actually, I could see something like that. That's a really good pick, Dean. McClellan used to coach for the Grand Rapids Griffins. I know that. I think that you're onto something. Good pick. That is a poster from around 09-10. It has all the team logos from that time. Oh, so it had the Thrashers still. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Don't you love stuff like that? I don't know if I still have it at my parents' house, but I had like this NBA on NBC poster. It had like Shaq as a Laker. It had I don't know, Patrick Ewing or something like that. Had like all these legends on there. Am I sure are the Sharks going for Marner? I mean, like they could afford the cap hit. By the way, nice Geth picture. By the way, that's Le- Legion. Is that what the character's name was? That trilogy was incredible. That's like some of my favorite games ever. Um, I don't know if the Sharks would like pursue that though, because it's not like they can send anything back, right? Mike Greer doesn't need to trade away any more draft picks. I cannot imagine. I can't see him doing that again. Shaq Hyman. I just scrolling through Twitter. Yeah. X. Get Bands Gas. How many goalie saves did Igor have that second period? If anybody has the number on that, feel free to answer. But from NHL.com, Shesterkin saved 10 shots in that second period, and he looks real sharp. I mean, a couple of nice moves with the poke check. Heard some people in the other that John Cooper. John Cooper. Do you think he'd just up and leave? That's a spicy take. I personally don't see that, but I'll remember if that goes down. Toronto is still cursed. Yeah, I mean, I can't not be honest when I say this. I am somewhat superstitious, and if you disagree, if you think that I'm off my rocker, then fine. I won't dispute that I'm a little bit crazy. Hire Shaq as head coach. I couldn't do much worse than Kiev. Vancouver is losing in the second round to Edmonton. Again, I'm really excited just to have that matchup in the first place. I wanna lean toward Edmonton for that series. You heard Cooper's not re-signing, interesting. Oh, yeah, by the way, I only learned about this, like, 2 years ago. So you wanna put a I mean, it's not for you, Terrace, or not directed at you, but, like, when you say re-sign, you wanna have a hyphen between the RE and the S, because because then you say resigning, and that changes the meaning just a little bit. Yager is head coach for Anaheim? What? I mean, like, he would have to move back here. I'm crazy? And you know what? I'm fine with that. I'm honestly fine with that. Canucks in 7 over the, Oilers. Yeah, like I said, I think I'm leaning toward the Oilers, but then again, when I get high on the Oilers, then after the first game, I'm like, "What was I thinking?" Oh. Nick's a little crazy for promoting Shaq. I'd rather have Sir Charles. Actually, no, Shaq's got a calmer demeanor to him. So I think that Charles is a little bit more knowledgeable. No, nah, not even. Um, 4 teams that are going in a good rebuilding direction. Anaheim. I know that what was it? One X account was it? What was it? Bader prospects. They recently listed the Ducks as the best prospect pool. Flyers, you'd have number 2. Well, I mean, I know that's your team, but like I said, they're they've done well with working with what they have. Blackhawks, you can't not put them up there, right? Sharks, I the only reason why I don't rate the Sharks quite as highly is because of their lack of developing young talent at the AHL level. It's been horrible, and I'm upset that they didn't actually clean house in the Barracuda organization. Columbus, yeah, Columbus, man, they got to be frustrating. I commend the fans for showing up for those games, but they've spent some money in free on some contracts in free agency. Like they've pursued some big names out there. Montreal, yeah, Montreal, I think has really made some good progress over the last couple of years. Again, Kent Hughes has done a really good job of cleaning up the mess that Bergevin had left behind. Not looking forward to Game 7. Well, yeah, I'd say that win or lose, hold on. It's going to be a wild ride. That's kind of my 2 cents there. Oilers Canucks gonna be a bloodbath. Yeah, those fan bases, well, especially, there was what? Jay Fresh did a poll about, like, which 3 teams does your favorite team hate the most, right? And I think for the yeah, for the Canucks, I think after the Bruins, which is still crazy, their next most hated team is the Oilers. DeBoer is 7-0 in game 7s. Wow. Is he really? I know I think he won 2 with the Sharks, and he won that one with the Knights against the Wild. He must have won 1 or 2 as Devils coach, Panthers coach even. Canes actually, he never got there. Gurker, Canes are over 4 on the power play. Yeah, yeah, what's going on? What we had the best God, who am I to say we? The Canes had the best special teams in the NHL this year, and they're getting absolutely raked over the coals. That's with a K, by the way. Um, yeah, the defense, like, where are the defensemen actually? Why aren't they positioned down low on the penalty kill? I don't understand that at all, man. Red Wings will take the Atlantic. Um, that's an interesting, kind of prospect because they have some weapons there, but, now Kane's not gonna re-sign, so they gotta bring in somebody else, don't you think? Raymond, by the way, nice, bounce back, season for him. Nashville is in retool mode. Yeah, and again, like Trotz, he was not being super aggressive by any means, so, like, I like what the path that he's getting that team on. Isn't game 7 nicknamed sudden death? Well, sudden death is only is referring to just overtime, just because it's like the next goal wins, right? Although Although, when you score the first goal in game 7, well, I wanted to say that if you score the first goal in game 7, you're just about guaranteed a victory, but, yesterday's, contest proved exactly the opposite. Maybe that's an exception with the Leafs. Uh, the Stars fans Lautaro, what's going on, man? I know you commented earlier. Has the most accurate and least accurate names. Interesting. You're talking about, like, which team name best represents its area? That would take a while for me to answer, but I do really like, San Jose being called the Sharks is pretty accurate. It's about 30 minutes away from the water. Alright, we're underway with the 3rd period, though, so we'll see if the Hurricanes can actually generate some, like, high danger chances here. Alright. Um, Washington as the Capitals, that has to be, like, straight up there, right? That has to be one of the highest, uh, selections. Carolina's the Hurricanes, yeah, they're Hurricanes there. Tampa Bay as the Lightning, though, that's gotta be up there. Even Florida as the Panthers, um, that's somewhat accurate, or it is accurate. Alright, Trouba, and softly backhands this down the ice for Anderson to play. Nobody's Mhm, mhm. Oh, no one's team likes game 7? What? Um, Penguins are in free fall mode. Yeah, I mean, but then again, I mean, Dubas Dubas did not sign on to do that, right? So I'm curious. I'm curious to see how much he embraces that, or if he has to just kind of get a pulse on things at the trade deadline, kind of like he did this year. And they don't have their well, we don't know for sure, but they very well could not have their first round pick this year, or or Miami for a future NHL franchise. Oh well, I mean, come on, Sunrise is in the Miami area. Orlando, that's not that far away from Tampa though. That's only about 90 minutes at most. Oh boy, turnover. Cooley working against Slavin, and now Cooley gets put down into the corner here. Penguins will draft the next. Yeah, they'll have an opportunity. They'll have an opportunity. Is that Reggie Miller? Nice. Love Reggie Miller. All right. Svechnikov. And now here's Gensel. And moved out to the point for D'Angelo. A shot. And looking for the tip play in front. Nice retrieval there from Kako. Can't quite get the clear, though. And now skated out by Wenberg. He'll send it onto the wing into the Carolina Hurricanes zone. And Cooley, a shot that Anderson can easily steer aside. He'll keep the possession alive. Nice effort from him. I do like what I see from him. Yeah, Jacksonville. Jacksonville's, even though the metro area isn't as large as like 2 or 3 other cities in Florida, it is the largest by population, city proper. What's going on, Tron? How you doing? Your special teams is absolutely just steamrolling Carolina in this game. Profile pick for the Knicks Pacers series. Yeah, that was a good rivalry back in that day, right? Knicks Pacers. That I think that's one that it's a little bit underrated just based on how like those teams would battle against the Bulls or the Heat and Knicks, of course. Which as a kid that was my favorite matchup to watch. Who can give me a shot and just over the net? Yeah, that was a good chance. He kind of walk down Main Street and he'll strip the puck at the top of the zone, but he loses that as Goodrow is going to just chip this down the ice. By the way, Hurricanes. It says the shots are only 19-12 for the Rangers. They're ahead, but I think they mean to invert the stats. Nate just scores. How did he get through the defense? It's now 3-2 Rangers. All right, Cortana, you get yourself a goal tree. Oh my gosh, it's like, oh god, it's been an eternity. Reggie Miller to Spike Lee. That's right. That's right. I remember that now. Florida doesn't need another team. I don't think. I mean, I don't think so either. They got 2. They're good. All right, here we go, Cortana. Ready? Watch this. No look. That was a horrible toss by me, though. Here, can you come back? All right, good. You can lie down. You jinxed it. No, 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 no. Stick around. Leave a like before you before you bounce out. Uh, that's all right, man. Like I said earlier, I'm kind of superstitious. I understand it's not for everybody. And a hit there, but was that Slavin who put that body on him? Anyway, Rangers coming back the other way. Here is Lindgren, one of those great defensemen for that team. Now Lafreniere trying to work against Slavin. A battle in the corner and sent along Burns intercepting this, turning it over to Fox now and Panarin. Top of the slot, looking down low, and I liked what they were going with there with Fox pinching down to the play. Still going to hang on to this though. A shot, and, off the crossbar. Oh my god, how did that get through everybody? Now Mika, excuse me, might be spring allergies. Panarin, a little give and go, and he shoots, and Anderson able to see around some pressure there from Lafreniere. Nice job boxing out by Burns, and we'll get a face off in the Hurricane zone. Hey, what's up, Mike? How you doing, buddy? So, what's your thought on this series? Cortana Gold Treats shirt. Oh my god, that's I would have to commission an artist to help with that, but I could at least do something with like gold treats. But you guys know that she is wearing herself on a shirt right now, right? And we do have those available in our store for purchase. They are pet shirts. So yes, if the super chat is not for you, but you want to support the channel, besides leaving a thumbs up, you can buy some Twisted Wrister hockey merchandise, like this snapback of Cortana here. You'll see the video description for a link to that. We have this logo recolored for every NHL team out there. Do it for Jake. Yeah, that's right. That's right, man. Boo hiss. Boo hiss. Yes. Rangers almost got back on the board, though. That shot, Anderson's lucky that didn't go in. All right. First 4.5 gone by in this period. Hurricanes. D'Angelo at the dot, looking in front. Oh, he had a teammate right there on the doorstep. But Shesterkin was actually pretty well positioned so that the pass wouldn't get through. I'm not superstitious, but I am a little superstitious. I hear you, man. All right. Svechnikov skating this out to the dot, looking for somebody in front. And Kreider calmly gets it over to Mika, and they will get a change as they dump it down the ice. Oh, boy. Now, Shea. Excuse me. Back up there. All right. Svechnikov in the corner trying to find the point and batted. And now the Rangers with Trouba can get the clear here. Kako. And from center ice, the Rangers will dump this into the Hurricanes corner. Playing it up the wall was Burns, but there was a Ranger jumping in on that immediately. Slavin now chipping it down toward the corner. No icing. As now Wenberg will hand it over to Trouba into the Hurricane zone. Trouba, a shot just a little bit wide of Anderson's blocker, and it will rim out of the zone. VC, nice move around Natchez. He'll gain the zone with some good speed, and Orlov will retrieve this puck as Chatfield hands it off to a teammate. Intercepted, though, in the neutral zone and dumped down back by the Rangers here. 30-mile-per-hour winds. Now from center ice, it's Orlov and Chatfield as they come in as the forwards. Natchez maybe looking for another goal. Orlov behind the net looking for Natchez. And Martinook. He's got Chatfield, a shot a little bit wide. Martinook behind the net. Drury against Fox. Some good cycling here by the Hurricanes as Orlov comes down into the corner. He's got Martinook out there. Fox and Goodrow trying to dig this out. And a loose puck on the stick of Panarin, and he'll backhand it out of the zone down to 13 minutes in regulation. Sacramento NHL team. Oh boy, I, I don't know if I'd be able to stomach that, taking away some of Sharks territory. But Sacramento's big enough to support another sports team. It's a lot bigger than a lot of people would know. It's got at least 2.5 million people in the metro. Roslovic, ooh, big collision there from Stahl and Zibanejad. And this puck's going to go all the way down towards Shesterkin, but just a little bit wide of the goal for an icing against the Hurricanes with 12:27 left. Third time's the charm for Atlanta. I mean, they've got the market for sure, and I hope the ownership group, if they are awarded a team, I hope that they can learn from the mistakes past, even though they're not going to be really connected to that group of owners in any sort of way. All right, dude, if Minneapolis had an NHL team, because the Wild play in St. Paul, I can never see that happening. I mean, the Twin Cities is a pretty populated area. I'm sure that there would be enough fans to support another team, but I can't see that happening with like Houston still missing an NHL team. All right, Trocheck behind the Canes net, a backhander, a shot off the sidewall, rims around, and now what's up, Dustin? How you doing? Or, I mean, hello again. But yes, good game at 5-on-5 especially. But we reached the first commercial break as Natchez is able to close the gap to 3-2. Uh, the Wild will still be a powerhouse in the state. Well, yeah, I mean, I would not. I just can't see anything like that quite playing out. But yeah, the one market that I personally would be really interested in seeing get an NHL team is Kansas City. And I've said this before because I'm saying that because they don't have an NBA team, so NBA and NHL seasons are almost like at the same exact time from start to finish. So Kansas City, I think, would easily be able to support an NHL team. Sacramento Athletics only for 2025. I actually don't know because I know the A's didn't play and haven't played any games over there, have they? Canes 5-on-5. Yeah, they're much better 5-on-5 in this game. The A's are not even the worst team in California right now. Who is that? The Angels or is it the Giants? Yeah, we're getting absolutely killed there on that East Coast trip. Portland for expansion, and I mean that could be a lot of fun because you would have a crazy rivalry with Seattle, and Portland is big enough to support another pro sports team. Oh, it's the Angels. Okay, just a quick message here. Lost Mike Trout again. Oh, geez. Vancouver and Seattle not there yet. Correct. Yeah, you got to wait. I guess we have to wait until both of those teams are more competitive, and like we need to see more kind of like you know, developed players come along for Seattle who are like part of that core, right? Because mostly it's Seattle's actually an older team than they let on. Meniscus tear. Quebec has a stadium already built. Yeah, yeah, that's entirely correct. But Canadian expansion, I just don't see happening, unfortunately. I'd love to have an. I mean, just ideally speaking, I'd like to just keep it at 32 teams, but and I hate to like have to relocate a team, but I would like to have an eighth team in Canada, just from then you could have 2 teams per division if you wanted. I know it doesn't quite work out like that, but damn, Quebec. Oh, into the bench goes a Ranger after that hit from Martinook. Who was that Trocheck? Probably saying hello to a few former teammates. Panarin, he's got a chance here. He shoots and a save and a score off the rebound. No, actually trickled through his pads, and that is a huge goal for Panarin. It's back to a 2-goal lead. Jeez. And just when the Canes you think are building some momentum, And Anderson, I know I'm banging the drum here, guys, but Pacheco's got to come in the next. He's got to start the next game. Let's take a look at this shot from Panarin. Yeah, I just went through the 5 hole. You can't have that happen. I've seen enough from Anderson. Jeez. And the bread man on the board. Huge year for Panarin. Well, yet again. But he was doing that by way of scoring goals this year more so than getting assists. All right. So now a real uphill battle for the Hurricanes as we're at 11:20 left in regulation. Boo and boo hiss. Yeah, exactly. Send Kachekov in, or at least let him start the next game. Um, all right. Gensel, and back to the point. Here's Chatfield. Well, yeah, if Anderson is left in for this series, or at least if the goaltending buckles like it has, this series is going to be over in 5 games, or who knows, maybe fewer. Now Chatfield to keep in at the top of the zone. Orlov moving it back to him, to the top or to the center of the point. And Hurricanes going nowhere on that position. Good patience there from the Rangers defense. Orlov, and he'll immediately cough this up. And Shesterkin can calmly play this from behind his net. Third goal of the playoffs for Panarin. Oh, somebody had asked how many shots did Shesterkin stop in the second period. He stopped 6 shots, excuse me, not 10. The Rangers actually had 10 shots. Yeah, the Hurricanes stuck on 14 shots. I had no idea. It doesn't feel like that. But I mean, the scoreboard would indicate who's been more opportunistic for one. As the crowd chants Freddie. AHL should expand to San Antonio. Well, yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate they lost their team in the first place because that's a big city without anything resembling pro hockey. Then again, I mean, maintaining a rink there in San Antonio cannot be cheap by any means. 9:20 now. Now D'Angelo, he hears the Boo Birds and Burns, and the Canes cannot gain the zone. Slavin from his own corner, and now coughed up. Oh no, just a loose puck here in the neutral zone. Kotkaniemi leads the charge the other way, and again they cannot find a way to get a shot off. That's what it's been, man. They have not. They've been overthinking this too much. This is not the brand of Rod Brindamore hockey I was hoping for to start this series for the World Hockey Championship. So who are some of the big names that are going to be in that? By the way, all right, Rangers gaining the zone here, but losing a handle was Trocheck. Now with time, Hurricanes into the Rangers zone. It's Svechnikov feeding the point. And Rangers, by the way, I just give the Rangers a lot of credit for their anticipation of as to where the puck's going, though. They've been exceptional at that today. Yeah, the Rangers look like the team trying to avenge last year. Yep. So far. But then again, don't forget how they came out in that series, too, against the Devils. The most populated city without a professional team is San Diego. Professional teams. So San Diego has the Padres for baseball, but yeah, they don't have another professional team. Is San Diego an option? Well, the challenge there is that the NHL already has 3 teams in California. So I don't expect this by any means, but basically the NHL would probably relocate the Ducks from Southern California. They're just about what, an hour away, an hour and a half outside of San Diego. So it would probably just be the Ducks relocating. All right. Hurricanes dumping this in. Gustafsson from behind his net has a teammate at center ice, but immediately back on the stick of the Hurricanes, and they'll just dump it down and get a change. We're down to 6:40 now in regulation. You think that they're going to make the conference final and lose? That was my prediction for them in the playoffs. Uh, will the Coyotes bring the goal horn to Utah? No, I don't expect that to happen because basically the Coyotes have completely like besides the players, the actual like IP has seized. So I think that Utah will have to have its own goal horn. I think or Sharks. No, 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 no. Just no. San Diego Sharks. I mean, that's a good mascot. Sure, sure. Good team name. Or a one-timer from the point and fought off by Shesterkin. Um, Ducks are too tied to Disney. Yeah, unless they like sold them, right? Well, oh wait, excuse me. You need more caffeine, Nick. Disregard that last comment. Uh, and the most populated city without a professional team is Louisville. Oh, without any of like the big four. Actually, Austin. I would think it's Austin. If we're just talking about city population, it's Austin. Um, but yeah, I've never heard about any professional team developing in Kentucky. Do NHL players compete in international tournaments? Yes. They will return to the Olympics in 2026. The NHL players will have the option to do that, and there's an upcoming World Championship tournament. It's put on by the IIHF, the International Ice Hockey Federation. And so, if your team is eliminated, or if your team didn't make the Stanley Cup playoffs, then there's a good chance that you'll see some of those players in the IIHF. So, like for example, Sidney Crosby, he could, if he wanted, he could compete with Canada for this upcoming tournament. Uh, USA sends Alex Lyon, Brady Kachuk, Johnny Gaudreau, Trevor Zegras. But yeah, like Dylan Larkin, he could join if he wanted, right? They already have the USA roster set. Oh, cool. Yeah, like I haven't I don't pay attention to the World Championship just because it usually leaves out some of the best players. Like, you know, we want to see Nathan McKinnon and Connor McDavid out there, right? Louisville used to be in the AHL and ECHL. Yo, one of the greatest team names of all time, the Kentucky Thoroughblades. Am I right? The Louisville River Frogs. Interesting. Tron, Tron's back. Okay. Hurricanes goal in the next 90 seconds confirmed. Great. Thank you for rejoining us. All right, down to 5:53 in regulation here. And yeah, the Canes stuck on 16 shots to 23 for the Rangers. So I mean, like when you look at, I know that Anderson, led in two via the power play, but still, like 4 goals against on 23 shots is not going to cut it. Not like Shesterkin has the greatest numbers in this game either. So let's be fair here too. I mean, but Shesterkin has looked really good, right? All right, Jarvis behind the net and glove down by VC. Go to the Utica Comets game. Yeah, have they ever won the Calder Cup? Like, has that franchise ever? All right, in the corner, Teravainen, and around the net for Stahl. Good defensive pressure there from Lindgren. Canes have to send 3 bodies to the corner there as Jarvis looking front for the top of the point. He's got Teravainen. And a shot and a trickle and a great read by Shesterkin with Stahl in front of the net. Uh, yep, as the crowd chants Igor. I know I mentioned it earlier, but since we're getting toward the end of this game, just a reminder that on Tuesday we will be live for the draft lottery. That should be around, I want to say about 7 Eastern, so I'll readjust my streaming schedule based on that. But yeah, I'm a huge Sharks fan. So if you want to see how I react when the Sharks are granted the number 1 overall pick for this year, then you know what to do. Hopefully you can make it. Now, shut and swallowed up by the trapper of Shesterkin. That looks good, Jake. Yeah. Yeah, Cortana, you can't necessarily tell here, but Cortana has blue eyes actually in with this hat because I had to kind of simplify the design with the embroidery company because they only like have a certain amount of colors. But I hope you like yours, dude. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. But will I maybe get a higher quality hat myself through like a specialty provider? I might eventually. They fired Quinn, right? Yeah, Quinn's out the door. So the Sharks, the Kraken, a bunch of teams out there are looking for a coach. God, watch the Sharks fire or hired David Hackstall. Those for sale? Yeah, they are, Tron. You can see a link to that in the video description. These are snapback hats that we have. And then, yeah, we have, just to complete the thought here, t-shirts, hooded sweatshirts, pet t-shirts, kids shirts, coffee mugs, pint glasses. Those turn out really cool. Women's shirts. Yeah, so all that good stuff. Cortana as head coach. She knows more than Babcock. Well, at least she doesn't know how to get into somebody's cell phone. All right. Now retreating here is Shea. We're down to 4 minutes left in regulation. And the Rangers, man, they came to play, man. I know that 5-on-5, it's 2-2 game, but even so, the Rangers defense looks sharp. And Igor, man. Igor looking real strong. Whoop. There you go, Cortana. Nick, I don't commands. Oh, merch. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't think we have that sort of thing. All right, here's Panarin at the dot. Leaves it for the trailer. Gustafsson will have to just dump this down behind Anderson, the Great Dane. Will I stay or leave after the game? I'll probably have to leave. Just after a few minutes, probably. Just FYI. Now Natchez, and nice job there by Kako knocking that away. And behind the net, here is Stahl. Anderson has left his net, burns a shot, but he couldn't quite get good wood on that. And the Rangers can dump it down. And that will be ruled icing. So 2:49 left. Anderson has hit the bench. So we have the extra attacker for Carolina. Shea's a UFA. Yeah, Carolina's got interesting decisions. Shea and Pesci. So they could lose both defensemen because I'm sure there are teams out there that would pay them a decent amount to stick around for a few years. They also have RFAs in Jarvis and Natchez. So they have some huge decisions. And Brindamore, we don't know if he's returning behind the bench either. If Cortana was a free agent, where would she go? Cortana would probably go to. She'd want to go somewhere like. She wouldn't mind playing on a third line in Colorado, so that she could be near some mountains and wildlife. Oh, and or maybe Calgary actually, but they're in a tough spot right now. But Cortana, she's a very grateful dog, isn't she? Burns a shot and shake the rebound, and I don't know if Sturkin got a pat on that, but that's what the broadcast is saying, and that's a great save. Down to 2:10. Jarvis at the goal line now behind the net. Aho's been quiet, man. I like him a lot, but now Gensel and a save from Shesterkin, a rebound, still alive as the Hurricanes are swarming the zone here. Svechnikov. Cross ice, a shot, and on the doorstep, and oh, he's denied, but it's tapped in by Jarvis. And this game is not quite over yet with 1:45 left. Seth Jarvis, and there's Sebastian Aho making a good play in front of the net, so he probably heard me, right? All right, Cortana, another goal treat. Another treat. Uh, she betrays me and joins the Ducks. Yeah, but she doesn't like warm weather. You ready? Whoop. Yeah, Tron. I got the Chicago Wolves are without an affiliate next year. I thought they just signed an extension, or was that does that kick in the year after? Maybe I misread what was in my Twitter feed. Could this go into OT? Could, but now the Hurricanes are taking their time out. You're out for real. Okay. Well, hey, thanks for hanging out with us and prematurely, but congratulations on the victory. Uh, the Wolves signed an extension with or a deal with Carolina. Yeah, but I don't know if that kicks in next year, but or the year after. Your parents want to move to the Idaho. Yeah, we don't have too much in the way of sports here, but yeah, I mean, like, hey, I made that concession to come out here, and I love it. So, all right, Anderson will start this in his crease, though. He has to because the Hurricanes have to gain the zone if they want to bring him out. I mean, that's not a rule or anything. It's just a best practice. But yeah, you're right. The Wolves have been an affiliate before. Really not saying we will, but if we tie this, can't wait to watch the Rangers fans start to panic. I don't want to put the cart before the horse. God, all that needs to happen is the Hurricanes need to take a penalty, and then it's game over. Unfortunately, like that's how this game has gone. All right, Hurricanes trying to gain the zone here. Aho trying to pry this, and Truba and company are able to get this out of the zone. And that is emptied though. Jarvis, buck 30 left. He'll dump this all the way around the net, and the Hurricanes gaining possession with Jarvis at the point around the net. He's got Aho, who takes a hit, and now moved over to the other point for Burns with Shea. Cross ice one timer and not a good shot, but kept in at the point. Burns now cross ice. He's got Jarvis. Another one timer from the point. Rebound. Still alive at the half wall, gathered by Jarvis. 1 minute left. Top of the circle. One timer is saved by Shesterkin. And a cover up here. Man, oh man. Are the chances the Rangers get back to back sweeps? It could happen, but I mean, the Hurricanes aren't the Capitals. So I expect some pushback from the Hurricanes. All right, Aho against Trocheck. And they'll have to, the ref getting real picky about dropping the puck here. Controlled in the corner by Svechnikov. Moved out to the dot. And I don't know if Aho was looking or was targeting a Ranger on that pass. That was not a good feed there. And now the Rangers defense trying to pry this from the half boards. A puck out of play. And they're saying that it was off a Ranger. And protesting is Trocheck. And the officials now congregating with 40.5 seconds left. Oh, are they saying this might be a penalty? Well, my broadcast might be a little bit behind, so I gotta not. I'm not going to be looking at the chat just yet. I want to see what this is. Actually, screw it. Dog alert. What now? Oh, Ben, welcome back. So let's take a look here. Where's Trocheck? Wait, are they saying it's off of Trocheck's hand? Oh boy. Oh freaking boy. Hold on to your butts, Twisters. Oh my god. This game is not over. Zibanejad almost got, like, high stick in the face. Almost. Alright. Let's get the official award here. In the meantime, have a sip of tasty tiramisu stout. Ooh, that's a cool hat. By the way, Rangers, those Stadium Series uniforms, loved them. Those were great, especially for an away team jersey. Oh, excuse me. Hmm. Where am I from? I'm from California, a little bit south of San Jose on the Central Coast, but I lived in, I, um, I lived in, like, around San Jose, for a lot of my adult life, and then I moved, to North Idaho, um, 3.5 years ago. So here's the official call. Delay of game. There it is. So Hurricanes power play is over in this afternoon's contest slash evening. So they'll take a face-off in the Rangers zone with Trocheck out and Anderson on the bench. 40.5 seconds left. Shesterkin's made many, many great saves. Breathe, Hurricanes fans. Breathe, breathe, Rangers fans. So looks like Mika's going to be brought into the circle against Aho. Here we go, baby. Aho and Zibanejad. Oh, a trip there off the face-off. Rangers fans looking for the call, and that's going to be a penalty. Yeah, that is a horrible break for the Hurricanes, but you got to make the call there. Boy, oh boy. Used to work as a firefighter, a wildland fighter. Right on, man. So yeah, Svechnikov to the bench, and that is just absolutely costly. But we got to see how they got. They might have gotten tied up on the face-off, but yeah. Oh yeah, and the face-offs in the Hurricane zone. We're under 40 seconds now. Uh, the salmon, the salmon chalice, huckleberries. Oh well, yeah, we're definitely in huckleberry country here. Yeah, it's I love it, man. Huckleberry milkshakes are like the best ever. They're goat tier, man. Goat tier. So it'll be 4-on-4, and Anderson will have to be in his net for this too, with 34.6 seconds. Man, Svechnikov, that's killer. I mean, now assuming that this goes the way I assume it's going to go, I don't pin this on Svechnikov. It's a bad penalty to take, obviously, but this is really about the Hurricane special teams, in my opinion, and just the Rangers completely dominating that facet of the game. Now 30 seconds left, but the Hurricanes have to regroup from behind their net. They're not going to have very much opportunity to set up here and get something on goal. And a poke check there at the top of the zone. And Zibanejad, great play. He'll flutter this toward the empty net. Burns able to keep that off the goal line, but boy, they've queued up a ton of time as we're now down to 10 seconds, and the Hurricanes still have to gain the zone. So this is going to have to be something off the rush here. Jarvis sending it to the net, deflected off of Shesterkin. And this one is officially in the books. The Rangers hold on and win game one by a score of 4-3. I know some people have to go. Leave a thumbs up before you have to depart, please. That helps the channel. But Igor Shesterkin, despite allowing 3 goals, I still think played great. And even better than that was the Rangers special teams as they pounce on Carolina for 2 power play goals and concede nothing shorthanded, unless you want to call it the empty net goal. But I don't quite see it that way. Uh, yeah. Anyway, all right, guys. Well, Tough one, all right, Toria. Congrats to the Rangers fans out there. A game well played, but I'm hoping that this can be a very close series. And now the nerves are kicking in. Oh yeah, I bet Dean. Carolina has to stay out of the box. Yeah, I mean they didn't even take that many penalties. It was just the Rangers just exploited them to the fullest. If Svechnikov didn't commit that penalty, the Canes might have had a chance to tie the game. Well, true, but I still think like, what about the way that the penalty kill looked? It looked terrible. And Anderson, that last goal he gave up, um, uh, who was that to? That fourth goal, that was, you cannot excuse that whatsoever. To Panarin, I think they need to give. I personally think they need to give Coach Kava a look. Yeah. All right. Well, let's see here. I think we got everybody else. All of our other. Oh, Giants and Phillies are coming up next on ESPN. Maybe I should stay alive. Twisted Wrister baseball, right, guys? Anyway, we'll wrap it up at that. But yeah, thanks for hanging with me. Next stream is most likely going to be on Tuesday for the draft lottery. I don't expect to be live tomorrow, but Tuesday draft lottery. Come here for to watch this crazy Sharks fan react. And yeah, have a great rest of your evening and enjoy watching the game seven between the Knights and the Stars. It's going to be a nail biter either way. And yes, thank you guys for your support. We'll see you again for real soon. We'll leave it at that. All right. Good night, everybody.